Booknerds, and welcome to our new module, which is the Literary Roundup. This is our new segment where we give you a roundup of all the different literary events happening, which really intrigued us. And speaking of intriguing, have you heard about the new Hoopla library, which is like an online site which works exactly like a library? So it has a variety, like a repository of books, movies, and music, just like a regular library. And you kind of need a library card to access the books. So you kind of have to borrow the books and then it expires after a given period of time. So it's like returning the book back to a library and then you can re-borrow it. So each ebook and audiobook and comic books, all of them are available for a period of like 21 days. So that's a lot of time for you to read it and it's absolutely free. So moving on to more news, the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla recently announced a new Kalam website which is supposed to support and encourage vernacular literature. So it was active since May 7th and it will popularize and act as a platform for veteran and young authors to like showcase their work. So it's a great platform if you're a budding author and are looking for a platform to get your works in the spotlight. So it was a new initiative, and speaking of literary initiatives, Sarah Ferguson, who was an author of picture books and self-help novels, has just signed a contract with the Australian publisher Serenity Press for 22 new books. Yes, 22, out of which 3 of them will be young adult novels. I know her mainly for her romance novels, but this is a brand new initiative from her end. Let's just stick to the topic of libraries again because that's one of my favorite topics. There's a new library at the easternmost tip of India, and it also inaugurated on May 7th by Minister Kamlang Mosang, and it will be functional from May 12th, which means you can visit it right now. So it's not like your typical college library. It aims to create like an entertaining space for children, and it's a place where children can enjoy reading despite being a school library. So it has a lot of fiction and a lot of non-fiction, lot of different genres for you to explore, along with a lot of study material for like NEET, JEE, UPSC, civil service, all sorts of study matter. At the same time, it's like a reading cafe with AC and colorful chairs and beautiful cushions with just bookshelves like these that are lined with various different books. So it's like a cozy reading cafe, but actually a school library. If you're not intrigued by that, I don't know what will intrigue you. Next up, we have the UP governor who mentioned to the university to make students imbibe more folk literature. So the university in Lucknow was informed to make folk literature like lullabies, Mangal songs, and various different literary elements into their academic syllabus, and also adopt new social and societal changes in its curriculum. So by bringing folklore into the curriculum, you're kind of encouraging children to appreciate it more. And you're just creating an awareness about the richness of your culture. Speaking of culture, the Goa governor has inaugurated a 2-day literary festival in Kumaon, and his speech mentioned that art and literature ensure unity and integrity within a country. It is what showcases the culture of the country and shows people what the country really came across and like from how much it has grown as a nation. So all that is chronicled through the literature which we need to keep reading and knowing about. Another thing, sticking to the Konkani one which we were talking about, the Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant mentioned that we need to popularize Konkani literature a lot more. So he called upon various different Konkani writers and kind of made it like a challenge, saying they need to write like attractive content to encourage the new generation and just engage them, and it should just be attractive. So if you are someone who has Konkani content and are looking for a platform to showcase it, this challenge might be just for you. Sticking to LGBTQ fiction, because that is something which I'm really interested about right now. Anthony Visna, if that's the way to pronounce his name, I'll just put it up here. He recently won a posthumous award for LGBTQ fiction. So he suddenly died at the age of 28 back in 2020, but he was the first posthumous winner of the Triangle Honor for Best LGBTQ Fiction. If that doesn't make you proud during the Pride Month, I don't know what will. So his novel, which is like a debut short story collection called After Parties, was one of the winners of the 34th Annual Triangle Awards. And honestly, I'm so proud to hear that. Next up, we have the news about the renowned Bengali writer Rajarshi Banerjee, who recently received a prestigious award for his Bengali literature, but he returned it back because Mamata Banerjee also received the award. So she's the West Bengal chief minister, and she was given the same literary award owing to her great works in Bengali literature. And he said that it would be an insult to Bengali literature if she was given the award, so he refused and returned it back. So I'll just leave you with that news, whatever you plan to do with it. So that brings us to an end of the literary roundup. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stay tuned for more content like this once and frequently get to know about literary roundups. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for more.